Why, hello, folks. Happy Independence Day. Belated. Thrash Bondo here, and I'm going to be doing my special edition live chat. Well, actually, I am in the process of doing my special edition Independence Day weekend live chat. Waiting for someone to show up to share in the fellowship, but at the moment, it is just I. No worries. I'm a couple minutes late, and that usually gives people chance to catch up. So I'm just gonna kind of blather incessantly until someone actually shows up. Although someone's here, they just gave me a like, and it's Sean Innes for the win. Sean, how are you doing, my brother? So good to see you. He says, "Hey Bob, good to see you too." Hey, oh, did you see my I finally posted new content. I posted another one of my last of us's. If you did, great. If not, you have a homework assignment for after the show. But I hope you had a good 4th of July, my brother. And it looks like it's just you and I at the moment, but I'm sure my armies of followers will be joining us thusly. I'm going to take the opportunity to ask, sound and picture okay? Fingers crossed. Lance Chafin is here, and he says, "Hey Thrash, good to see you too, my brother. So nice of you to pop on in." Sean says, "I bookmarked your last video release. Yes, I have watching to do." No worries, no worries. And he also says hi to Lance. I'm getting all the messages. I don't know if this is because it's coming from phones, but I'm getting these little crowns with numbers next to the names, and I'm not sure if this is something new YouTube is doing. Sean is number one, and Lance is also number one, and then Sean becomes. Oh, I see. Every message you post, it's how many message, either your first message, your second message, and so on and so on. And Tug is here, and he says, "I never seen those before." I was literally just mentioning it when you came on, and you don't have those. Now that is Superplex who comes in and says, "Hello, folks. Hello, Super." And yes, I do have another wretched recap in the works. I know those are your favorite. I just didn't have time to do it today. Both Mrs. Thrash and my car died. Well, my car was dying. Hers is actually dead. So we had to scramble. Actually, fortunately, I got a dealer friend of mine who takes good care of us because we had to get two. I can't in good conscience call them new cars. We got used, but we had to do some scrambling, and thank God I have a guy for that. It's so funny. Uh, a lot of people say you need to have a good doctor in your life. I say a good mechanic is even more important. Well, I had one of those too, but this guy was a dealer for when the mechanic had outreached himself. But Lance says XB means you chat a lot. Oh, I see. That makes sense, and you certainly are very vocal on the comments, and we certainly enjoyed that. The funny thing is, Superplex does a lot of commenting too. But in any event, says heavy is the chat that wears the crown. Uh, Help a brother out here. I've always attributed that to the Prince and the Pauper, but for some, I have never gotten an official ruling of if it is or isn't. But please tell me that's from the Prince and the Pauper, please. And John says to Zuplex and Geek, he says, "Hey fellas," and a lot of people having fellowship. And Lance has been watching Couch Potatoes. It's fun. Wait. Oh my gosh, that was, you mean the show from like back in the late 80s, early 90s? Or was that Beat the Geeks? There was a show called Couch Potatoes, wasn't it? I vaguely remember it was when they were making like they're basically game shows for college kids, like Remote Control and that type of thing, which I loved too. By the way, Marisol was such a cutie. Ken Ober was living on Martha's Vineyard when he died. Rest in peace. And let's see what else we got going on here. Guys can't wait for the wretched recap. I know those are your favorite. Those are actually a lot of work because you have to go page by page, and sometimes it doesn't loan itself for humor. And I know I make them look really easy, but they're actually you got to read it a couple times first to get a feel for it, and then still make it look unrehearsed when you do it. But don't worry, I got something coming up. Danny's actually better at it than I am. Danny just makes it look so damn easy. And Tug says it's from Shakespeare Henry the Fourth, if I remember correctly. You know, it's wicked funny you said that because I thought it was from. I actually, at first, I thought it was from Henry the Fifth, which is one of my favorite Shakespeare plays, but knew it wasn't from that. Henry the Fourth does make a lot of sense. Henry the Fourth, one or two, because there were two Henry the Fourths. Fourths. Speaking of the forces, happy Fourths, everyone. Oh, Sister Sarah's here. Says hi, Pons. Hello, Sister Sarah. So good to see you, my dear. We got a show going on for this Thursday. Don't want to put you on the spot, but if you got a show going on for Thursday, count old Thrash in like proverbial Flynn. I felt so bad. I missed both of Dave's last week. Both of his. One time I fell asleep, and the other time I was stuck running errands before I get home. Lynn says Mark Summers from Double Dare. Gotcha. And by the way, Sister Sarah, please give yourself a link. Not that anyone who's here doesn't already subscribe to your channel, and please give one for Tug as well. Oh, and as she's saying, hit the like and the thumbs up, share out, comment after the show, please, and thank you. What she said. Sean says to Lynn, sorry I missed the show about food the other night. I was ill again, grr. Oh, I'm sorry you weren't feeling well, man. I'm very sorry. And Lynn says, anyone like Oreos toasty? Tasty. Yes, they are tasty. Especially with milk. And Sister Sarah says, yes, Thursday we are live. Awesome sauce. And Duplex says, to get well to Sean. And Tug says, probably part 2, but I'm not sure. I can picture Jeremy Irons delivering the line from the Hollow Crown. Jeremy Irons was amazing. He really was. And let's talk. Yeah, I've written and Henry the Fourth, either one of the Henry the Fourth in years, so I'm not gonna try to do a show on it. I am grossly ill prepared. Although I think I would have made an awesome Falstaff. And it's okay, Sean. Try for Thursday. Oh, excellent. And Ken says, good evening, Bob. I just finished watching the Lawrence Wilkes show. It was a wonderful. Oh, that's awesome. And a wonderful. And a one, and a two, and a yes, a friends are using the Geritol. And Zubik says, they do taste good, Lance. And now you have a crown, too. Thank you for the link, Sarah. A lot of people saying hello to one another. Tug says, yep, looked it up. Henry the Fourth, part 2. Ooh, act scene. Act 3, scene I, getting cocky. Uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. Yes, it's uneasy lies. I always say heavy is the head that wears the crown. It's one of those lines that gets contextually altered over the years. Like play it again, Sam, which he never actually says. And Tug says, LOL, you are Falstaff. Never drank, gambled, or whored around in the same day. Christopher says, good evening to Sarah and Sean. Oh, Sister Sarah would like to know if Geek is free on Thursday as well. Tug says, if I get a crown, I'm abdicating. And I'm actually caught up. There was a weird shadow on my mic. So if you saw me go like this, I had a tarantula on my ceiling, that Godzilla spider from Destroy All Monsters. Okay, perhaps I exaggerate a little bit. It was weird. I hate it. It's one of those spiders that look like little lobsters. I hate those. I hate all spiders. I've put holes in walls over spiders. And where is was were we? Oh, I see. It was not a spider. It was a midge, a little flying thing, which is now flying no. Oh, Mike Silva's here. Says, "Oh, Susie. Oh, Susie. Oh, Susie. Oh, Susie Q. I love you, Susie. Oh, Susie Q. Tell me you'll be true. I love you, Susie Q." It's funny. I was just talking. I was watching. Was it that show Loudermilk? And he was talking about where is Indy. I can think about three things we could have asked him tonight so far, but he's talking about that guy Xanth who supposedly had the copyright battle with Creedence Clearwater and John Fogerty, and for years he couldn't actually play his own music. But yeah, Susie Q is a great number. I do a creepy classic on Fortunate Son. So, Mike, please check out Fortunate Son and tell me what you think. It should be under my creepy. Hi, Mrs. Thrash, my creepy classic playlist. Poor Mrs. Thrash. We don't know if she had a migraine or something, but the poor thing was not doing well. She seems better today. She's gotten her ability to yell at me back, so that's a good sign. My Flux says, "No, geek, LOL. Okay, sweet." And oh yes, and Len says members stream with Dave Monday at 8 p.m. Okay, guys, yes, and I'm going to make it or die in the attempt. And Mike says, "Enjoy it while it lasts, Astro Boy toy. I've a wonderful Grinchy idea. It's an early version of West Side Story. Gotta be Crow T Robot. That's gotta be Crow T Robot." A lot of people saying hello to Mike. Geek says, "I hate all spiders. They are demon spawn." Yes, they certainly are. And Ziplik says, "Dave is on a streaming streak." I know, right? And it's funny because I keep trying to stay on top of them. But then things usually just get in the way, like life. And Mike says, "Susie Q movie. I was watching that movie on YouTube. I've never seen the Susie Q movie. I remember Stacy Q. I need you. I need to not get a copyright strike." And Tug says, "I'm glad Indy wasn't here to get the Shakespeare pull before me. More points for me." Yes, it is gratifying when we figure things out without AM. And pardon me. Oh, hey, hang on a minute. All this talk about spiders. I saw this thing on YouTube about a woman who got a spider in her ear because the spider got into her earpiece on her um, this her headset, and the spider got into her ear. And since then, I live in fear of that. Zublik says, "Hello, Mrs. Thrash. Get well soon." Yeah, it's probably just either a stress headache from the car situation, or it's been really, really hot and muggy here. Sometimes you get like a sinus thing. And Mike says, "Crow as the penguin. And now I'm off to find the Batman." You go. And he goes on to say, "Geek Kenneth, hi. Do you guys enjoy the Kool-Aid Man ads on YouTube?" I enjoy Kool-Aid in all fashion. According to the Food That Built America, that whole thing stemmed. This guy, his company bought Kool-Aid, and they wanted to do an ad campaign. And he had a couple of young kids. So he decided he was going to make him a picture, see what they said, and try to gauge his ad behind that. And it was one of those old style glass pictures, and it was a very hot, muggy day. So, that sort of mist built up on the outside of the picture, and the kid drew a happy face on it. And it was like, out of the mouths of babes, huh? But yes, I do enjoy those Kool-Aid ads. And a message attracted to you too, Lance. And it looks like Dumbo gone hardly wrong. Christopher says, "Hey, Lance, buddy." Mike says, Lance, like that Purple People Eater song. One-eyed, purple people eater, one-eyed, one-horn flying purple people eater. When I was a kid, my dad used to sing that song. I thought the monster only ate purple people. So I figured I was safe because I was not a purple person. Because as the song says, it's a flying purple people eater. Mm. And I haven't heard that song in years. And Mike says, I'm buffering? Oh, drat. Oh, Rachel's here. Sorry, I'm late. No, Rachel. You're about 10 minutes in. Not bad, not bad. But you haven't missed. We're just basically having fellowship. But welcome to the party. And by the way, as requested last week, I have Beach Boys trivia and Dukes of Hazzard trivia. But we're gonna do the Dukes of Hazzard next week because with the passing of Brian Wilson, I think the Beach Boys trivia is most relevant, and we'll probably start that at 7:30. Just hi everyone, I'm back. Good to see you, Mr. Calabash. And Zubik's actually got a crown. Yeah, hey, yo ho. And I see the more comments you make. There's the number 1 commenter, number 2 commenter, number 3 commenter, and Zublix apparently is the number 3 commenter. Well, and oh yes, Lance said, rest in peace, Michael Madsen. Yeah, very sad that you know. It was supposed to be him in Pulp Fiction, but he passed on it. I can't remember if he just didn't like the script. Probably not. He loved Tarantino. I think he had another movie offer that he thought was going to be a bigger moneymaker. It was not. And so Tarantino rewrote the part so that instead of it being for Michael Madsen, it was for his brother, Vincent Vega, as opposed to, I want to say Vic Vega. But either way, Vincent Vega is the Travolta character, and it reinvented Travolta's career. So I think he always lamented that he didn't take the part. Oh, and Julian McMahon. Well, now what did Julian McMahon play? You mentioned some of the things. I want to say Charmed, but I can't place the actor. Pardon me, Ice-T. I hope it's decaffeinated. And Zubik says, it makes your head swell. Kool-Aid. Oh, well. And Gary says, yeah, him too. And Tug says, my head is already swell. That's swell. And Lynn says, yes, Super Dr. Doom. And Rachel says, Julien was a shock for me. And Super says, fathead, unapologetic geek. I'm not even sure what makes your head swell besides having a big ego. And Gary says, Z, your head is bigger than that. And Tug says, indeed, Super. Curse of the family, I'm afraid. And Lynn says, Fantastic Four, he played. Oh, Dr. Doom. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, he did play Dr. Thank you. Thank you, Lance. And Mike says, Queen Liana, I'm going to allow myself the exquisite pleasure of watching you while I obliterate the earth. Well, good for her. And Ziblik says, too big for a crown. Oh, the crown makes your head swell. We're still on that, are we? Oh, I see. Now I'm with you. And even smiling makes my face ache. And Mike says, I love Queen of Outer Space. It's so bad. It's good like movie. I remember Prince of Space. I don't remember Queen of Space. Is it Japanese? And the Crowns. Yeah, I finally picked up on it. I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about something else. Oh, Tracy Bubbles here says, hi, guys. Hey, Tracy, my dear, how are you doing? I missed your live show the other night, too. I'm very, very sorry. But please give yourself a link. Oh, Julie was in Nip Tuck. I did not know that. And Mike says MST3K episode was hilarious. Best riffing. Oh, good. And Tug says, Mike, I'm watching a great schlocker featuring a Jan in the pan. Yeah. Jan Michael Vincent. The world needs more Jan Michael Vincents. Thank you for dropping the link. Oh, speak of the devil, Indy is here. Indy Spouts is here. He says, I'm assuming they mean Queen of Outer Space with Zaza Gabor. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I must confess, every now and then there's an old movie I haven't seen. And yeah, I haven't seen it, but you're probably right there. In is that Midge again? Eh. I think I got him. It. And Mike Silva says yes to Indy. There we go. And it was an MST3K episode, and it was hilarious. And Tug says, Guten Abend, Indy, and a Guten Abend to you. And wow, like I said, I'm actually caught up. And again, for those of you who got here late, the trivia tonight is going to be on the Beach Boys. I got a request last week to do a Beach Boys trivia. And all right, we got one answer. What was the other thing we needed Indy for to answer us? Or did we get the answer to everything that we were told? Well, if we think of something good, Indy, we'll ask you. Emily Miller is here and says, "Hey y'all, so what's up with these things?" We were talking about that. Apparently, the feature goes is the number one commenter in the chat gets the number one crown, and the second most commenting person gets the second crown, and it seems to cap at 3. We haven't seen 4 yet, but it's a good question. Never seen it before tonight. But for right now, Mike Silva is number 1. Lance is in a very close second, and Superplex is the Triple Crown winner with 3. And are you getting that really bad storm they keep talking about in the Carolinas? By the way, Emily, they're showing some bit of nastiness. It was downgraded today, but it showed a fairly nasty storm. And Tug says it's for people with broken teeth. Or for people who cry incessantly, it's the tears of a crown. Vidi Pagliacci. Can we do Julian McMahon next week? Next week, well, you know what? I can always postpone Dukes of Hazzard. You know what? Yes, I'll do Julian McMahon next week. And it's points. It's points. And let's see what else we got going on here. Everybody's saying hello to everyone else. Emily says, I saw it on Tracy's, but I thought it was just something on her live. Rachel says, well, if I knew we were playing for a crown. And Tug says, we caught a distant arm of that storm in Missouri. It was loud, but nothing compared to the average Florida thunderstorm. Wowzers. And Emily says, nah, it was all east of us. You might want to check on your family in Raleigh, though. Oh, good call. I will do that. Thank you. And my sister's actually on the coast. I want to say Williamsburg, William and Mary, William. But yeah, she's on the coast, so I'll check in with her too. Thank you. And Mike says, Tracy, hi, recommended the following So Bad It's Good movie. 1, EGA. 2, Devil Girl from Mars. 3, Flight to Mars. And 4, Cat Women on the Moon. I think that one of those I haven't seen is Cat Women on the Moon. I might have, but I've seen all the other other ones. Devil Girl from Mars is actually not bad. And he says, with comments, I don't use a shotgun, but rather a sniper rifle. Ooh. Very slick. Lance says, Julianne had those steely eyes. And everyone is having fellowship and saying hello to one another. Tracy says, thank you for your recommendation, Mike. Yes, Mike's always good for the MST3K recommendations. One of my favorites actually is the riff tracks, the one for Night of the Living Dead. No surprises there. And Tug says, "Catwomen of the Moon" is a classic thrash. I'll have to cover it for you. Um, I'm trying to. Yeah, I think I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it. So I can't. Is that the one they go like clutch of? There's like seven women there, and they want to go to Earth and take over, and hilarity ensues. And oh, Lynn says, Tracy, happy belated birthday. And Gary says, it's been hot all day today. Oh, it's been pretty hot and muggy here, too. And Mike says, who's just gone down to number 2, says, Geek saw that movie on Riff Tracks. It was hilarious. Great riffing. Excellent. The Catwoman movie, I'm guessing. And Emily says, Julian's death hit me pretty hard. I'm rewatching the Charmed episodes with him now. Never watched Nip Tuck, but that's next. Who do you play on Charmed, by the way? I didn't watch Charmed faithfully, but I saw some of it. And a lot of people saying happy birthday to Tracy. Yes, happy birthday, Miss, of course. And Mike says, happy birthday, Tracy, to quote, holy cow, Batman. Oh my gosh, Cole. Oh no, I know who Cole. Oh wow, bummer. I didn't know who Cole. And and Gary says today is Burt Ward's birthday. Dick Grayson, Robin. Indeed. He was Robin. He'd have to be, dude. He'd have to be into his 70s. And Mike says he heard about that to Emily. And he says Catwoman on the Moon is modern tech versus modern dance. It's in a cave. Oh, I see. Emily says he was 56 cancer. He kept it private. Bummer. And oh yes, okay, all right. You know what? I think I have seen it with the Moon Spotters. I don't think I saw all of it, but like I've seen edited versions on YouTube. I remember the Moon Spiders and stuff. But and Gary says Queen of Outer Space, Zsa Zsa Gabor, and Mike says Indy. It's a ridiculous movie with a looking spider puppet. Didn't they use that same spider puppet in? Oh, what was that horrible post-apocalyptic movie where they go in the distant future? And oh well, I can't think of the name of it. And Indy says Julian was only a few years older than me. People shouldn't die in their mid-50s. Tell me about it. I'm going to be 58. And let's just see what else we got here. Mike said, "World Without End." Maybe that's the one with what is that actor's name? And there were like 5 of them. So even if you guessed, I don't think you have a 1 in 5 chance of getting it right, but I think it was World Without End. And Indy says somebody needs to bring up Krull so Tug can reference the crystal spider for his collection. And Tracy says, I'm already 58. And Lance says, I will be 55 in December. Happy birthday, prelated. And Sean says to Emily, there was a nice message that Nicolas Cage posted with a picture of him and Julian McMahon. They had recently shot a film together, and Julian was very thin. Rest in peace. That's very, very sad. And Christopher says, Queen of Outer Space scared me as a kid. It's funny what scares you. Attack of the Killer Shrews scared me when I was a kid. And they're basically just underfed Alsatians with carpets thrown over them. But yeah, for some reason that scared me when I was a kid. Probably because the guy climbed up a tree and still got killed. For some reason, that's of course. What are the odds the tree you're in gets hit by lightning and you fall to the killer shrews? And Rachel says, I'm sorry, Emily says to Rachel, He would have been 57 on the 27th of this month. Bummer. And it's sad year because we only recently lost Shannon Doherty also to cancer. And man, she fought the good fight, huh, kids? And she was again close to my age, close to my age. Sean says Cage posted that on the Hollywood Reporter. And Gary says she wore a mask. And Lynn says, Chudge scared me as a kid. Creepy. I can see that. I can see. I mean, I think I was in college when it came out, maybe high school, but I can see how it would scare you as a child. And Mike says, Kenneth, what scared me when I was 7 in 1991? I married a monster from outer space on NBC on Saturday night. I can see that. Didn't they kill a dog in that one too? I remember that bothered me when I was a kid. And Emily says, I saw that Sean, I had seen him on The Residence, which was filmed just last year. The difference between then and now was crazy. Yeah, I know. A lot of water under the proverbial bridge. And Real says, I'm going to be 52 in August. August what? I'm the 18th. Daughter 8th, granddaughter 11. A lot of August birthdays in my family. Gary says, didn't like Chud. And says Killer Shrews was a scary movie. Yes, and that actually might just happen to be brought up when we do the Dukes of Hazzard trivia. Right, Tug and Indy? And Tony the Dead is here. Hey, Tony, what is going on, my brother? Thank you so much for joining us. Tracy or my flock, Sister Sarah, if we could please give a link to Tony of the Dead. You guys should check him out. He's got some good stuff on his channel. If you like vintage sci-fi, and if you don't, why would you be here? And Tracy says, Tug, did you tell Chrissy thank you for me? Hopefully he did. Tab's here and says, rest in peace, Michael Madsen and Julian McMahon. Yes, we've been talking about that at great lengths, Tab. And thank you very much for joining us. Welcome to the party. Gary says, there's a remake of Toxic Avenger coming out. No kidding. Oh, wait, I think I saw something about that on YouTube. I think now that you mentioned it. And Mike says, cool. And Gary says, there's a remake of, I just read that. And then he says, before you ask, contamination hazard urban disposal or cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers, but yes, contamination hazard urban disposal. And Sean is saying, hey, hate everyone. Rachel's August 6th. Mike says he'll be back soon. Teb says happy 4th of July weekend. Definitely. A lot of people saying hi to Teb. And Tug did say thank you. And I think I'm caught up. And Gary says, it's clear in my area. Good. And Emily says, my dad was August 19th. The daughter I lost was due the same day. My rainbow baby was due the same day. Her daughter was due the same day. Again, I'm sorry about your loss, Emily. But mine was the 18th. Pretty darn close. I knew somebody was born on the 19th. I can't remember who. Madonna, maybe. But no, I knew someone who was born on the 19th. Gary Cameron says, oh, please, Figaro, no opera tonight. And Ziblik says, condolences for your loss. Most definitely. And Tim says, guess this beloved 80s sitcom by the opposite title. Relative Bonds. I'm guessing Family Ties. And remember we did something like that? Yeah, that was a fun game. Maybe I should put some more of those together. But yes, Family Ties is my guess. And Tracy says, whose channel, Robert? I am sorry. Oh, no, Tony of the Dead. Tony of the Dead, please. And Emily says, by the way, a rainbow baby is a baby born after a loss. I was wondering, I must confess, I was racking my brains and I'm like, should I know what that is? Is this an LGBTQ thing? Sorry, Emily. I couldn't resist. I was said with love. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. But thank you for explaining it. And Lance says much love, Emily. That's very kind of you. And Gary Grandpa says so sorry for your loss. And hey, Zuplex and Teb Bellinger. Hey, dudes. And Tracy's giving us a link. Thank you. Chris says, I am sorry for your loss, Emily. Yes, very kind. And Teb says, yes, it is family ties. And Lynn says, Tracy, how do you post links? With a Lancelot links. It was best I can do such short notice. It says, considering the source, I get the confusion. Very sporting of you, my love. Very sporting of you, Miss M. Thank you very much. And Tracy says, Lance, I will text you the information. Yeah, and then Lance, you could also be one of my link gurus. Excellent. Hey, you know what? It's 7:31. How about we do the trivia now? Because we're probably gonna wrap up around 8-ish. So I want to I'll start the trivia now while we can. And remember, tonight is the Beach Boys, as we requested last week, and as always, in no particular order. Number 10. This Beach Boys song forms a major plot point in a particularly hilarious episode of The Big Bang Theory. For those of you who don't watch Big Bang Theory, I apologize. Is it A, Help Me Rhonda, B, Be True to Your School, C, Good Vibrations, or D? Oh, and it says, guys, the commiserations. I love y'all. And Emily, we love you too. You know, we all love you as well. I shall repeat. This Beach Boys song forms a major plot point in a particularly hilarious episode of The Big Bang Theory. Is it A, Help Me Rhonda, B, Be True to Your School, C, Good Vibrations, or D, Darlin'? And apparently, either Indy doesn't watch Big Bang Theory or he's trying to be sporting. And Gary says, I've never seen Catwoman on the Moon. Too bad Julie Newmar wasn't in it. Oh, there's Indy. Give it a few more moments for guessing. There's no bad guesses in that list, I got to be honest with you. Oh, and by the way, while I'm letting you people guess, what does everybody think of my new The Last of Us post? And he says, you cut out the D answer the first time, Pop. Did I? Oh, well, then I'll read the answers one more time. Just play it safe. And if you missed the D in the first round and you want to change your answer, that's fair enough. I think I just gave away the answer. But anyway, it's A, Help Me Rhonda, B, Be True to Your School, C, Good Vibrations, or D, Darlin'. Sean says, yeah, I didn't hear it either. I'm sorry. I must have gotten distracted. I saw a squirrel run by or something. But yeah, D, Darlin' was the D answer, I guess you'd say. Emily says, it's been over 20 years. I don't miss the D. Johnny Orton's here. Oh my God, Johnny, so good to see you. I did not forget my promise to do a post on Eights and Aces. It's been an absolutely crazy week. Had to replace my car and Mrs. Thrash's car, among many other things. So I have not forsaken you. And he says, it wasn't a feed problem, Bob. Not your fault. Oh, it was a feed problem, not my fault. Oh, thank you. So it cut out. Oh, I thought you were saying I just sort of like spaced and only gave 3 responses. And everyone's saying hi to Johnny. The correct answer is, of course, D, Darlin', because that's the song that Sheldon attributes to his relationship with Amy Fowler. And John says the next book will be in your mailbox on Tuesday. Looking forward to it, my lad. Looking forward to it. And it says at least Rachel gets it. Oh. I just got it too. So sorry. Number 9. Uh, Two-thirds of the bandmates of the 80s bubblegum group Wilson Phillips are the daughters of this Beach Boys band member. Is it A, Dennis Wilson, B, Carl Wilson, C, Brian Wilson, or D, Flip Wilson? I shall repeat, and hopefully they'll all come out this time. Two-thirds of the bandmates of this 80s bubblegum group Wilson Phillips are the daughters of this Beach Boys member. Was it A, Dennis, B, Carl, C, Brian, or D, Flip? Oh, and while we're on the subject, the other third is, of course, the child of uh, John Phillips. I want to say, if you're gonna give out trivia information, you really should have the information at your fingertips. But anyway, from the mamas and the papas, or the papas and the mamas, or the mamas and the casses, or the silos and the cans. They just want y'all to think it was Brian. Ooh. Emily came to play and he says, Carney was Brian's daughter. Don't know the rest. Really? You don't think Wendy was also the I thought Wendy was also, unless it was Wendy O. Williams, but she's a different person. Tug says E. Woodrow. And Michelle Phillips. Well, yeah, but it was the father. Yeah, Mackenzie Phillips was married to, no. All right, no. Mackenzie Phillips sister, and but they had different mothers. And we're getting off topic. So okay. Next week is going to be Mamas and the Papas trivia. I'm kidding. And Rachel says Flip Wilson was Geraldine. Yeah, but I had to use him there. I had to use it. Wouldn't that be a kick? And yeah, John says the devil made me wear this dress. I love that, but yeah. And he says it's Wilson Phillips. I'm a dude. Do the math, Bob. I know, but China was hot. But in any event, the father, I lost the card, you cad. Oh, Brian. On paper, Brian Wilson is the father of Carney and wrong. I apologize. And Lynn says Baloo Phillips. And Gary Love Wilson Phillips. And I thought Michelle was the mom. Oh, Mackenzie was the sister, but by a different mother. So, and yes, Rachel, Carney and Wendy are sisters, but I think now I think the question remains by the same mother. I think so. I didn't bother to look that up, but anyway, the Brian was their father. Moving on to number 8, which hopefully won't. Oh, this one isn't as confusing as all. It's actually very straightforward. According to lore, this was the cause of Brian's major hearing loss. Was it A, years of listening to rock and roll music? B, an accident on the set of Star Trek TOS? C, his dad? Or D, an Indonesian earwig? Teb says China Phillips is married to Billy Baldwin. I did not know that. Bijou Phillips was married to the one from that 70s show who shall not be named. Oh, the one I'm hoping is having a very, very, very fun time where he is. Yes, I hope. Yeah. Teb says to Emily, it's China, Mackenzie. Yes, China and Mackenzie are half sisters. And Tug says, I don't remember Dada's evil brother saying anything about it. And I think I'm caught up. Anyway, I shall repeat. According to lore, this was the cause of Brian's major hearing loss. Was it A, years of listening to loud rock music? B, an accident on the set of Star Trek, the original series? C, his dad? Or D, an Indonesian earwig? Chris says, I liked Mackenzie Phillips and she used to be on So Weird on the Disney Channel. I did not know that. And Gary says she also did a very bad thing with Ixnay on the other Faye. Emily says, I'm going to do the earwig because it sounds cool. And Emily says, Gary, that wasn't on her. She was, it's still Ixnay on the. And Gary says, I saw Killer Shrews once. And anyway, if I missed anyone's comments in there, I'm sorry, I was kind of jumping. But the correct answer was C. His dad, supposedly, the Wilson brothers' father was a tyrant, used to beat them all excessively, actually hit Brian in the head so hard he suffered a hearing loss, or at least that's what it's attributed to. The Indonesian earwig is from an episode of Night Gallery. William Shatner actually is almost deaf now because in the arena, a blast went off too near him and it kind of scrambled his brain, his hearing. And we all suffered hearing loss from rock music. But anyway, it was his father, the piece of crap. Number 7. Supposedly, Dennis had a child with the daughter of this former bandmate. Was it A, Mike Love, B, Stan Love, C, Kevin Love, or D, Dude Love? I shall repeat. Supposedly, Dennis had a child with the daughter of this former bandmate. Was it A, Mike Love, B, Stan Love, C, Kevin Love, or D, Dude Love? Brogu is here. Oh my God, Brogu, welcome to the party. We've already started the trivia, but you can play the last 7 answers. Emily says, I knew fathers like that. They don't deserve kids. No, they deserve to be in prison with the guy from that 70s show. And Teb says, I mean, used to be married to. Oh, I get it. Yeah, I would think the marriage is over at this point. Oh. Gary, I'm not gonna read that comment out loud. Sorry. Emily goes, I'm going with A because everyone else is. Actually, yes, the correct answer is A. Dude Love, of course, is one of mankind's alter egos. But Mike Love was the band member, and supposedly, well, Mike Love, as you know, is the Wilson brothers' cousin. Now, in his defense, Mike said that he was not actually the father. It was still kind of an heir. And that's actually not even the most disturbing fact what I found about Dennis when I was doing research for the show. So I'm going to move forward now. Number 6, and then we'll get some scores. According to lore, the Beatles did this album as an homage to the sound the Beach Boys were doing at the time. Was it A, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, B, The Magical Mystery Tour, C, Yellow Submarine, or B, the Beatles' White Album? And I rush to say it before you do. The album is called The Beatles. It was monikered as the White Album. It was so funny. I remember a guy at work said, what's your favorite Beatles album? I go, the White Album. And he goes, name 3 songs. And I go, Obla Di, Obla Da, Bungalow Bill, and Blackbird Singing on the Dead of Night. And he's like, so you're not a poser? I go, of course I'm not a poser. And he goes, everyone who says the White Album can't name 2 songs off of it. And I'm like, well, I am not a poser. I am not a crook. And he says, no idea. I only know their music. I don't care who they're blah, 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 with. And Emily says, the only thing I know about the Beach Boys is John Stamos and a man. You actually are alluding to another question on the chat. A lot of people guessing here. Have I repeated? I'm going to repeat. According to lore, the Beatles did this album as an homage to the sound the Beach Boys were doing at the time. Is it A, Sgt. Pepper, B, Mystery Tour, C, Yellow Submarine, or D, The Beatles? And Brogu says, I'm the poser. The correct answer is Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Supposedly, it has been alluded to when they were doing that album, they had the Beach Boys in the rain. Now let's get some scores. Emily says, I like MM better than BB. He had a very exciting story. You like Marshall Mather better than the Beach Boys? Blix is 4 out of 5. Excellent. Rachel is 5 out of 5. Excellent. Or Tug is 3 out of 5. That is excellent. Gary says Beach Boys had some great music. They did. Indy says that album had 17 songs. I hope, like heck, you could name at least 2. Well, I think that's what he was saying is that it's like, oh man, I'll let the White Album, but they don't actually know it. You know, Brug was 1 out of 5. Sean is 3 out of 5. Johnny Orchard is 2 out of 5. Emily says Eminem is definitely better than the Beach Boys, but the wrong MM. Okay, so which MM are we talking about? Give me another guess. MM, Mickey Mouse. I'm going with 2 out of 5. Cool. And now we will move on to the last 5. Number 5. This Canadian music icon had a top 40 hit about a Beach Boys member. Entry says, if you have not, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe and comment if you want to be notified of thrashes. Please hit the bell. Please. Thank you. Thank you so much, miss. Thank you so much. Was it A, Gordon Lightfoot, B, Bare Naked Ladies, C, Celine Dion, or D, Rush? And Gary says, next month will be my dad's passing 12 years. Oh, I'm very sorry. Very sorry. I shall repeat. This Canadian music icon had a top 40 hit about a Beach Boys member. Was it A, Gordon Lightfoot, B, Bare Naked Ladies, C, Celine Dion, or D, Rush? Waiting for some more answers to come in. And yes, Gary, commiserations, my brother. I think that's all the guesses we're going to get. But I'll give it one more second. Rachel says, I know that song very well. And Brogu says, hey, Thrash, we should do a watch party of one of your favorite moves one day. I would love to. I haven't done a watch party in forever. I would love to do that. The correct answer is Bare Naked Ladies. And I wish I hadn't added that question to the mix because all day long I've had lying in bed just like Brian Wilson did stuck in my head all day now. And I hold myself to blame. Number 4. The Beach Boys made an appearance in this beach movie. Was it A, Where the Boys Are, B, Bleach, blah, 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 I've come to suck your blood, Beach Blanket Bingo, C, Girls on the Beach, or D, On the Beach? I shall repeat. This time I shall not botch it. Beach Boys made an appearance in this beach movie. Was it A, Where the Boys Are, B, beach blanket bingo. C, girls on the beach. Or D, on the beach. And yes, you can probably eliminate one of those right off the top. Rich says, I've been singing it since. Oh, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Gary says we should do trivia on my favorite monster, Godzilla. Didn't we do? Yeah, of course we should, little baby. Didn't we do Godzilla once? I thought we have done Godzilla. Of course, you could easily fill more than one show. A lot of people are going for the bait answer in this. No, they were not in Beach Blanket Bingo. Sorry. Remember last week we were talking. They did do a number with Annette Funicello. Indy, correct me if I'm wrong here. I thought we ironed it out last week. It was Son of Flubber, I want to say, where they do background for Monkey's uncle. But in fact, the beach movie they were in was called Girls on the Beach. Number 3. Dennis had a part in this 70s cult film. Was it A, Easy Rider, B, Two-Lane Blacktop, C, Gas, or D, Death Race 2000? I shall repeat. Dennis had a part in this 70s cult film. Was it A, Easy Rider, B, Two-Lane Blacktop, C, Gas, or D, Death Race 2000? And Tug said, we did do that already. I got 10 out of 10, and no one else was very happy. And he says, you did Godzilla. Tug killed it. See, you guys remember my shows better than I do. Brogu says, you can never have too much Godzilla. And Gary says, Brogu, you are so right. Kevin Scott 76 here. Kevin Scott, how you doing? My brother says, hey, Thrash, just got here. Who is Dennis? Dennis Wilson. Dennis Wilson, rest in peace. He had a part in, and I'll give you the movies again. Dennis Wilson had a part in this 70s cult film. Is it A, Easy Rider, B, Two-Lane Blacktop, C, Guess, or D, Death Race 2000? And again, a lot of people have gone after the bait answer. Tug says something in Japanese. Oh, Romanji. Romanji. And a lot of people saying hi to Kevin. It was actually Two-Lane Blacktop. He was actually in Two-Lane Blacktop. If he wasn't an Easy Rider. Everyone else was, but yeah, Tony Basil and Karen Black play prostitutes. And Jack Nicholson plays a lawyer. And there's some other cameos in there. But number 2. This Wilson brother was briefly a member of the English pop group, the Walker Brothers. So he was actually with another brothers for a while. Was it A, Dennis, B, Brian, C, Carl, or D, Flip? Yeah, I can't get enough of that joke. I shall repeat. This Wilson brother was briefly a member of the English pop group, the Walker Brothers. Was it A, Dennis Wilson, B, Brian Wilson, C, Carl Wilson, or D, Flip Wilson? And it says, Tug, my son could read that. Your son's Japanese? You know, I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. And Rachel really thought it was Easy Rider. Again, that's the bait answer. I do that purposely. I pick what is seemingly the most obvious choice, and sometimes it is right, but usually it's bait. So sorry if I deceived you. More like bamboozled you. Brugger says, I have a Godzilla trivia question for you guys. Which movie did Godzilla do a drop kick across an open field on his opponent while his buddy held him? That, of course, would be Godzilla versus Megalon. Megalon. Wake up, Megalon. And he actually, I believe he drop kicks him twice. And but yes. And he says, are we 100% sure about this one, Bob? No. And I'll tell you why. The answer is Carl. And I was trying so hard. There's a ton of stuff about Dennis. There's a ton of stuff about Brian. There's very little cool trivial facts about Carl. The only thing I could find is that he briefly went to England. And while he's in England, he briefly, supposedly on paper, he briefly sang with the Walker Brothers. Um, I tell you what, everyone give yourself credit for that one because it's not even a great question. I really felt Carl deserved to have a question when everyone else did. And the number one question is the Beach Boys had a bizarre connection to this mega 60s sicko. Is it A, Charles Manson, B, Richard Ramirez, C, the Zodiac Killer, or D, the Hillside Strangler? I shall repeat. Do I even need to repeat it? I'm going to. It's protocol. The Beach Boys had a bizarre connection to this 60s mega sicko. Was it A, Charles Manson, B, Richard Ramirez, C, the Zodiac, the Hillside Strangler? And Broga says to Gary versus Mecha Godzilla is one of my favorites. I like that one too. Wasn't that one also known as Godzilla versus the Cosmic Monster? Tug says Burt Polanski would also work. Drawn a blank. Please remind who Burt Polanski is. But I would accept that as a B, I suppose. And Brogu says Manson was as mad as a March hare. Yes, he was. And Sean is. Oh, we're doing scores already. Yeah, might as well. Sean is 7 out of 10. Gary is 8 out of 10. Rachel is 9 out of 10. Indy says, I looked it up for you, Bob. Carl Wilson learned to play guitar from John Mouse Walker from the Walker Brothers. Also, he wasn't actually in the band. He just sort of practiced with them. Well, close enough. But yeah, right, everybody give yourself the Carl question. Brogu says, yes, Thresh, it is also known as Godzilla versus the Cosmic Monster. I thought so. I believe Jason Robards did the trailer for it, the American trailer. Roman Polanski, Thresh. Roman, I see. Oh, I misread it when it was. I think it was jumping, but yes, Roman Polanski is something of a sicko. And Zubik says Polanski was a victim. He was also a victim in other occasions. Yes, he. This world had sinned against him as he sinned against it. So yes, Roman Polanski was a victim. And Ken says the Beach Boys guest starred on TJ Hooker. I don't remember that episode. I'll take your word for it. Thank you, Chris. Zublex is 6 out of 9. John is 5 for 5. Tracy is 34 for 10. 3 out of 10. I get it. Brug was 5 for 10. Teb is 7 for 10. Tug is 5 for 10. Yeah, not a lot of Beach Boys fans tonight, I guess. And Gary says to Brogu, most of the titles were changed for some reason. Yes, that happened a lot. And Kevin says, true. I probably interacted with Manson because I was hanging out at the Love family house down the street from my house when I was a kid. That is wild. In fact, we were talking about the Beatles. The White Album, there's a few songs on it that I think are bizarrely connected to the Mansons there as well. But again, that I believe came out before, if I remember correctly. I didn't keep score, but 8 Indies. I'll give it to you. Zubik says he lost his wife Sharon Tate to the Mansons. Yes. He like I said, he had all kinds of tragedies. He was victimized. He was a Holocaust survivor. It was very, very, very. He had a very tragic life. Emily says I got 1 or 2, maybe 3. I know I get the last one. And Gary says Angela Lansbury got her kids away from the Manson. Wow, that's excellent. from Madison family. I didn't know that. And Emily says, Kevin, I knew I should have stayed in Cali, y'all. Had all the fun. And Tug says, I like the Beach Boys just fine, but this was a tough one. Not complaining. I like the challenge. Perhaps my questions were a bit obscure. Sorry. Of course, again, movies, because you actually watch them. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to read album jackets and stuff like that too. But if you didn't, you would know an album, but you probably don't know much of the backstory. Trey says, LOL, no crown. Tug says, I abdicate. Zubik says, you were that old, Kevin? Oh, Sick 2210 Productions here. It says, hello there. Sick 2210, welcome to, we're actually wrapping things up, I'm afraid. But I'm very, very pleased that you could join us. Thank you very much for joining us. Loved being with you on the collaboration not too long ago. By the way, we got to do it again. I'm guessing through Tug would probably be the best bet. But again, thank you for joining. Indy says Doug gave up on figuring out the crown nonsense is all about very early in the process, but then I am precocious. Oh, watch me this year. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry I'm late. It's okay. We are wrapping things up, but I'm very glad you made it while we are here. A lot of people are already saying good night. And Gary says, I still haven't sent you any Wizard of Oz trivia yet. No worries. I'm certain you will. And I will utilize them. Tug says, good night. Oh, I can't handle the responsibility of the crown. Oh. And by the way, Indy, I just thought of something else that I wanted to ask you, by the way. For those of you who haven't seen The Last of Us, and that's your homework for tonight, everybody go on to my content page after the show and watch my recent The Last of Us. I just posted it today, but I use a line, and the line is, I like these glasses. They're like MacArthur's. What movie is that from? I'm actually throwing it to the crowd. If anyone else knows what it is, go ahead and say it. But something tells me Indy is the inside favorite. John says, by the way, keep Texas in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you. I know. Oh, I know. All the flooding. It's absolutely dreadful. So thank you for the effort. Nonetheless, Tug. And I'm actually caught up. No takers on the trivia, huh? It was from a hint. I'll give more hints as we go. But anyway, while we're on the subject, I just want to thank all you guys for showing up tonight, by the way. I love doing these. I'm glad we're still doing them. We will keep doing them. I am doing it next Sunday. I believe Sarah's already left and Danny's not with us, but who knows? Maybe next week will be a collaboration. But either way, Sarah's got her show Thursday. I look forward to helping her with that. Guys, if you haven't seen, I did a deep dive retrospect on DJ Anubis's channel on the car a couple days ago. I'm kind of proud of it myself, actually. Feel free to check that out. And Bruce says, Thrash, you are absolutely wonderful guy. Coming on here and having fun with you. Thank you for being so cool. You are very welcome. It is my pleasure. I love doing these. And mid 80s is ringing bells. A soldier's Indy for the win. It's when the captain, I can't think of his name. I haven't seen this movie in years. But the lawyer is reporting to the base where he's investigating the murder of the sergeant. And the commander out of the blue said, will you please take those glasses off? Because those really dark, they're like Oppenheimer level sunglasses. And he just goes deadpan, goes, I like these glasses. They're like MacArthur's. And what means that you started? Yeah, I've been doing 7 o'clock starts as of late. And Zublik says baseball next week, Pawns. I'll tell you what, I'll come up with a couple of bonus questions. We don't know much about sports, but I'll see what I can do. And Emily says, don't forget about Julian McMahon. I will not, I promise. And Tracy says, love you, dude. Tracy, I love you too. I love all you guys, by the way. It's really, really great having you with us. And what do you mean? Says, oh, okay, I'm sorry, I missed the memo. Sorry, I've just been doing a new 7 o'clock showtime. Sorry if you apologize. And Brogan says, don't look now, Thrash, but Godzilla is over your right shoulder, ready to pounce. And Zibble says, yeah, Emily T. Pons works for the mall. And Christopher says, Bob, how about doing some TJ Hooker trivia? I could do that too. Emily says, by the way, Wednesday is my grandson's turns 18. Happy birthday, prelated. Texas, pretty sure you can find Catwoman on the Moon on the Internet Archive. Sean says, regular Hooker trivia. Why not? Why not? And happy birthday to your son, Emily. A lot of people saying happy birthday. Oh, and Kevin says UFO in space 1999. I have my homework cut out for me. Yeah, we can do those things. I'll so I can find a pen. But anyway, guys, I got a motor. So again, I'll have more content out this week. And next Sunday, 7 o'clock start time. And I'm hoping to see all of you there. And you know what? Bring a friend. But anyway, until next Sunday, be good, be safe, be careful. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all again very, 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 very soon. Peace.